Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tom Stroker with the Strength Agenda. Today we are talking about training and getting the most bang for your buck out of training. Now at the beginning of the year, we always set goals with teams. So everybody that's on the team, I give them the option to sit down with me and set up a goal meeting based on the goals that they give me. And what they're trying to accomplish throughout the rest of this year. I give them a couple of practices or just kind of like things, drills, whatever, just like you would do with your technique. If you're doing something wrong on the snatch or the clean and jerk, I give you mental drills, practices to do to kind of help you keep on track and not allow yourself to fall down that rabbit hole of, am I doing enough? Am I getting something out of this? So this is just a drill that I made last year with one of my athletes. One athlete in particular was having a hard time finding something positive to take away from training. So we created this little bit of a tally sheet for him to use. And this year he was one of my first meetings that we had, and we kind of evolved it to a line graph of sorts. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. But I want to share it with you guys now because all my athletes are using it. I even have one of my athletes who came up with like a spreadsheet with like algorithms and like you input numbers and stuff. It's crazy. But this has worked tremendously. And pretty much it goes off of pretty much how I base everything that I do in terms of coaching and programming. And that was when I was training with Glenn Penley at Cal Strength and Muscle Driver USA. We talked a lot about accumulating reps between 80 and 90% of your best. And the reason we use those percentages is because that's where the body received the most physiological adaptation. And what Glenn meant by accumulating as many reps as possible is on those days that you're just feeling like crap and you're like, you know what, things just aren't gonna go today. You just figure out what 80% of your best is and work up to that 80%. And then once you hit it, just kind of see how you're feeling. If you want to push a little bit more, go ahead. But if not, you've kind of won the day. You've gotten something out of that training session. So what we've done for my athletes now is I tell them in their journal. First off, if you're not keeping a training journal, you need to be. But in your training journal, you're going to take a whole page. And I did this on a whiteboard so y'all can see. But you're going to draw a little bit of a line, okay? And on one end, you're going to have 80%, and then the other end, you're going to have 90%. Now, you can do this for the snatch, the clean, the jerk, the back squat, whatever. But try to keep it simple. I try not to create too many PRs and stuff like that, or too many lifts to keep track of, because it just gets downright hard after a while. So focus on one thing at a time, just a couple lifts, 4, 5 tops. I think that's what we focus on in here, about 5 lifts, 6 lifts, something like that. The 2 squats, power variations, snatch, clean and jerk. That's it. So focus on those things. I think it's actually more than 6 now that I think about it. Oh well, anyways. Focus on those things. And what you do is no matter what the variation is, whether it's a hang snatch, whether it's off the blocks, whether it's a complex, whatever, if you get in that 80 to 90% range, you're going to make a little mark on that sheet. So I'm just going to make a couple here in a different color so y'all can see. But the whole purpose behind this is, as we're doing this, you're just making a couple of different little marks here. And as you go, obviously halfway in the middle is 85%. Closer to that, or between 80 and 85%, you kind of figure it out where they are on the line. And the whole purpose of this is, as you are starting to make progress, you're going to start to get more and more consistent in that 90% range. And this chart is going to do a couple things for you. One thing it's going to do for you is it's going to actually give you a physical guide, a physical aid, visual aid of the progress that you are making, okay? So as you start to accumulate more reps in that 90% range, you're actually going to be getting closer. You should be pushing or being ready to push a PR sometime soon, okay? Also, it's going to also show you, just like as you're progressing, like you're going to see, I just drew this, and this is kind of how one of my athletes looked the other day when I was like taking a peek at it. They have a little bit of a clusters around that 80%, then around 85% they have a bigger cluster, and then around 90% they start to develop their own little cluster. And you're going to just see that progress go. And then in your training log, once you've hit a PR, guess what? You have a new 80 and 90%. So you're going to get rid of that sheet, exit out in your sheet, and then you're going to make another one. So that's also going to give you another visual aid, and you're going to see progress, because it's how many times did I have to scratch out that chart and use it again or create a new one again to track my training, okay? give it a shot. I hope it helps you guys out in terms of keeping yourself a little bit more sane as you're getting through, the grind and those hard days of training. Get to your 80%, and if you do, you get to make a little mark on your chart. And if you don't, that's okay. Move on, try to do your best the next day, okay? Accumulating reps between 80 and 90% is going to be the way to go. This little chart that we came up with, just one tool that we use to kind of help track it and give us just a visual aid to measure our progress. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please comment below or anywhere around wherever this is posted on whichever social media forum. Hopefully this is helpful. Again, this is Tom from The Strength Agenda. See you guys on the platform.